Let me make that.
Hello.
Hello, hi.
Hello. Welcome to Integrity Live. Please do not swear. My name is Becca Whitney, and today I am very excited because I have a very special guest. Would you like to introduce yourself, sir, to our viewers?
Hi, my name is Bankulli. I'm a guest of the show from Nigeria, Lagos, and I'm a songwriter, singer. Well, A&R. I try to look out for people, and I'm basically called a music merchant.
A music merchant. I think it's fair to say you're a man of many talents. I think that's very fair to say.
Yeah, of course, glory be to God.
So, you have recently released a new single, Ben Bureau. Would you like to tell us a little bit about that?
Oh yeah, Baby Row was recorded in London during one of my visits to London last year, November. I was in the studio with one of Afrobeat's big artists called Maliberry, and also in the studio was one other producer and singer, Nonso Amadi. And so we were in the studio around 2 a.m., 3 a.m., and Malik stepped out of the studio and also dropped the beat. And unconsciously, I started singing, Bemiro, 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 Ori mi majenja kunle, Bemiro. And it was like, oh, Pankuli, that sounds right. And we quickly scrambled and we recorded the song. And just 13 minutes after recording, he said, this is fire. I said, well, really, and subsequently, when I was in Nigeria, I reached out to Wald, to help me do justice on the song. Basically, it was one of my first ever official single. I've been singing in so many other people's music, um, capacity of how do you call it, background music. So it was naturally my first time of putting my own song out. So that kind of feeling. And the positive thing about everything is that it came at the right time during this pandemic where people needed hope. They needed some kind of brand of music to calm the nerves, and that's
So
it.
tell us, what does Ben Bureau mean? What does it mean? What do the
Oh,
words
yeah,
mean?
Bemiro means lift me up. It's basically praying to God not to make me fail or stumble in my journey of life. So it's repetitive. Bemiro, lift me up, lift me up. I think it's just the sonic sound that attracts a lot of people that do not understand the Yoruba language, that was
Hmm.
speaking.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't understand Yoruba at all, but from the first time I heard it, it captured me on quite a spiritual level.
Wow.
You felt that from it. So that's
Oh
quite
wow.
beautiful to know that that's actually what it means is lift me up, because that's exactly what it
And
did.
that's exactly what the sound is because basically I was praying to God, but I was basically talking to God as if He was beside me in the studio. So it's more or less like a personal, how will I put it, sonic sound, sonic tones that was coming from me personally. I was basically praying to God because, like I said, the song was composed in 2019 November. So I was looking ahead into 2020. A lot of expectations. I was invited to the Grammys. One of the songs, part of the songs I did with Beyonce in the Gift album was nominated. So there was a lot of emotions growing in my mind when I was singing the song.
It shows. It shows. It's absolutely beautiful. I think you're going to give us a little taste of it at the end, so we're going to get to hear that today, which I'm very excited about.
Definitely a pint of it.
So let's take you back a step then. So where for you, where did your journey with music start? Where did your love of music start?
Well, my love for music started from age 4. Like I always tell people, I've been singing from age 4. My dad was the choir master of our church. So naturally, all the children, you have no choice
Mhm.
except you don't want to be caned. You have to be, a part of the choir. I was the last person to be a member of the choir. And I think it was one of the greatest opportunity that I had through my dad to be, very close to music because I was opportune over the years from age 4 upward to learn how to play all musical instruments, guitar, bass, keyboard, trumpet, saxophone. And I was able to have access to learn how to set up, sound equipment. learning how to use the mixer, all the hardwares and stuff like that, and practically was able to use them, until I got an admission into the university. And that also, the experience I got during that time was sort of like freedom to do whatever I want to do. And I remember back in the days in the uni, there's so many fellowships in the campus. So I was opportune, because I know how to play the musical instrument. So I would just walk into their fellowship, pick up any instrument, and keep on playing. And I believe that helped also, to give me opportunity to learn other kind of music beyond what I've learned in my own particular church. So I think it's just the grace. It's just the grace of God, really.
So literally from childhood, music has been a part of your life.
It's been part of my life.
Tell me how it went from kind of church and uni to then working with some of the biggest names in the business. So you've worked on Jay-Z's music and Kanye's music and with Beyonce. Tell me about that journey. Where did the jump happen?
Okay, what happened was that even during my university days, I've been having stints with the with Afrobeat music genre. It was not called Afrobeat at that time. It was called Naija music. So I've been in and out because I was in the university. When I'm on holidays, I'm in the system, plugging artists, doing all those kind of stuff until I believe there was the first hip hop show in UK, the first Afrobeat concert in UK called Intro Summer Jam, where the band Don Jazzy, they all performed. It was at that level. I was the stage manager of the show. So when I was coming back to Nigeria, I brought back to Nigeria some of the performance clips from the concert and bringing them to Nigeria, put them on all TV stations. I just wanted people to see what we were able to replicate, and in terms of concert in London. So I just wanted to showcase it to people. So I took it around all TV station, and in doing that, it sort of like gave a massive awareness about who the artist was, and subsequently they decided to move back to Nigeria, and that was how the journey started with the artist. Until we met Kanye West in Dubai, and it was, I think that was the click, that was the connecting the dot. When we met Kanye, he invited us to New York, and from there, things started getting more. Some things blow up from there.
Yeah.
And subsequently, it was around that time as well. They were working on the project Watch the Throne with Jay-Z, a collaboration with Jay-Z, and we were invited, and I was in the studio, like as an artist manager, with Don Jazzy, exactly, I was in the studio and in the capacity of an artist manager. And it was during that time Kanye came into one of those sessions. He said, "Can everybody just keep quiet? I want to play music. Anything that comes into your mind, just bring it out and share it with the whole group." And they played the song, and I started, humming the solution, and I could see they were trying to scramble to record what I was singing.
Wow.
And I recorded that, and that was how I was able to make the album. And I was on 2 songs. One of the songs was "Lift Off" featuring Beyonce, Jay-Z, Kanye. There were so many background voices. Seal was on that track as well. I think Rihanna was on that track as well. So it's just God's blessing,
Well, you start right at the top, Bankulli. You didn't start at the bottom, did you? You went straight in there.
Like even before we got to that side, I was doing a lot of background music for a lot of people, doing a lot of A&R stuff in Nigeria before we got to that top. But most of the stuff I do was always behind the scene. So people always know me as, the artist manager, when it comes in that regard. Most people didn't really know, that innate talent was there until I brought out Bemiro, and they were like, "Is this for real?" And I'm like, "Yeah, it's been there, I'm just naturally morphing into what I've been doing all the while."
It's amazing. So tell me about working with Beyonce and getting to go to the Grammys and things.
Like I always tell everybody, you see, preparation, grace of God is just, you can't take it out of what comes out of it in terms of success. I was in LA for a totally different different reason. And while in LA, I went to visit a friend, and after the visitation, I went there with one of my friends, and we were like, okay, let's drop you off. And she was like, yeah, yeah, she's going just 3 minutes away, and we drop her off at a studio, and we turned back and we were leaving. And by the time we got to the traffic light, just about 3 minutes after dropping her off, she started calling my phone. Bankulli, where are you? I said, well, I'm just by the traffic light. I said, please, can you turn back? And I turned back and I went back to her, and she virtually introduced me to Beyonce's team. And that was how I was able to get into that, a recording session. And subsequently, I was able to record those songs, Find Your Way Back, and on Other Side, featuring the Beyonce directly.
Wow. Wow. I'm starstruck, and it's not happened to me. I'm sitting here like, wow.
I know. When I tell people the story, it just look like, yeah, you just show up. I believe it's just the grace of God, Most times,
I think when you're meant to do something, the path just opens for you. When it's what you're meant to be doing, the more you do it, the more those doors open and the more those paths are open. And I think that's what I'm kind of getting from your experience. This is what you was meant to be doing.
I believe so. I believe so 100%. Because now a lot of people are expecting more music. And bless God, I've recorded a lot of songs. So it's just to look for the right time, just put them out, bit by bit, share what I have with the world,
Yeah. So what was it like to step out from being in the background to all of a sudden be the artist, be the face? What did that feel like?
Wow. Well, I would say it is. I would take it for two ways, because a lot of people always know me for I do what I say. So because of that, there's a kind of respect that Bankulli, artist manager, A&R, he doesn't joke. He just he gets things done. Then the other part is that the music part of me, it's not something everybody know. So now that they know, balancing that personality of being behind the scene, and I think the pandemic has reset that button for me, and of course for so many other people, because things are happening in the world now that no one ever expected, like just basically being shut indoor, and you have to find so many creative ways to keep the spirit going. And I believe it's just that is reset. There's no rules that says I can sing if I can sing, and I've always been singing from age 4 anyway. So that's the way I see it. I just take it as it comes. I've been singing anyway. I've been part of what the Throne process, the Beyonce project. So this one is mine, and it's doing good. It's because I put out the song that I got to meet you.
Well, I'm absolutely honoured to have you here. Does it feel a lot more exposing to be at the front than it does to be behind the scenes?
It depends on the personality, I find, because really, all my life I've tried to I've always built other people to become successful in what they do, and I believe God just want to embarrass me with what I've been doing to people, making them popular, be successful in music. And if that's the will of God, can I stop it? No.
No. Just enjoy the ride.
Exactly. It's a smooth ride. I'm just enjoying it.
So tell me what projects you're involved in at home. Do you get involved in anything in the community? Is there anything that you're kind of working with in the community at the moment?
Oh, basically, what I've been doing with especially all my social media platform, I have something I do. I call it connecting the dots. The essence of connecting the dots is to, I've been able to bring so many people during this pandemic to try to inspire, and motivate other people. And I've been doing that consistently. It's very visible on my Instagram page, and I do that basically because a lot of young people in Africa, they need people that can inspire them creatively in every aspect of what they do. and I believe it has helped a lot of people share information about what they do. I always tell people that a lot of young people in Africa, yes, people, entrepreneurs, they need money to start up their business, but a lot of them also, they need, they need education about what they do, and they need opportunity to be able to see people that have done stuff they are aspiring to do, and they are successful in it. The moment they have an opportunity to hear them say their experience, they pick that and they put it with what they have, and they can be successful. So I've been using my platform, to sort of like share, possibilities of what other people have done, and to a lot of young people and everybody around the world. And it's been working. I've been able to invite, example, Steve Lobel, who is one of the, I call him one of the OGs in the US. He presently manages Scott Touch, who is the producer. He has worked with Fat Joe. He has worked with, so many people in America, and he has been able to bring his wealth of experience, to talk to people about music business, how to be consistent with what they do, and it's been a blessing. It's on my Instagram page and my YouTube page.
I must admit, I watched a little bit of Connect the Dots earlier on this afternoon,
Oh,
and
okay.
I saw a young lady who she was just absolutely overwhelmed at the opportunity to talk to you. And I think she was in the studio. And at first, she was just so overcome, she didn't even know what to say. And for me, watching that was actually really inspiring to see how much you actually motivate young people, that you make yourself accessible. You're real. Do you know what I mean? We can talk to you, we can interact with you. And I think that's something that's missing with a lot of artists nowadays, is that they're so far removed from us that we can't connect with them. And that's kind of what is beautiful about what you're doing, is that you're very accessible. And I was able to watch that today.
Remember what I told you, I'm from the background, and I'm a musician now. I understand all the flaws of musicians. So I should not be caught wanting doing the same mistake that we always, try to make them not to do. So I believe communication is very key. It is
Yeah.
important people understand it is important people understand what you do, and the impact what it will do for other people in shaping their life and the way they think. It is important. It is not musicians are not just called, for music alone. It's not a selfish thing. God has given them that gift to be able to share and to be able to inspire and be able to be a fighter for people. It is not just the money you get in your pocket
Yeah.
from streaming money, from endorsement, but also to be a mirror to the world, to use your
Yes.
voice positively, and for life. That's it.
That is what the power of art is, isn't it? That actually you can spread positive message. It can be used for so much good, because music and vibration is in every single one of us, and that's why it's so powerful. So it's
Yeah, very
beautiful to
true.
see when I see a musician using their power for good. That really resonates with me. So that's beautiful.
Thank you.
So tell me a little bit about the Bankulli brand, because you obviously don't just do music. You have the fashion brand as well. Well, I might be ordering myself a little sweatshirt soon, just to
You
get
know,
out there.
definitely. Just send me your size. I'm gonna send it to you.
So tell us about that. How
Oh
long's that been
yeah.
going?
Basically, I have a clothing line called Osha, and Osha means two things. It means it's cold, and it's always cold in Europe and America all year round. So, and because I'm mostly around there, I felt it makes sense to bring a name from back home, and people call me that, and that's my nickname as well, Osha. And also, like I said, it means two things. It means it's cold, and it means small God. And because I do what I say, and I do it always perfectly well, people call me, oh, that guy is a God. So I'm like, okay, because of that, I put the two together, and I was able to urbanize, that name in form of T-shirts, sweat, bumper short for women, and hoodies, and as well. And it's been distributed around the world via my website, onebankulli.com, ONEBANKULLI.com. And people are loving it. People are ordering it all over the world. Also, I'm working on a documentary called Chronicles of Afrobeats. And the essence of working on that, I've been working on that for like 2 years now. I'm working on that so that we have an opportunity for people to know, a lot of stuff about, not just Bankulli, but other people that have
Yeah.
contributed to what Afrobeat is about. I've spoken to a lot of people in UK, in US, and in Nigeria as well. The idea is for people around the world to be able to watch that documentary, hopefully on Netflix or BBC. I want as much as possible for people to watch it, to be able to know what the genre is about, what the agenda about, what the sound is about, and
Mhm.
it's a real time happening because it's one of the fastest growing music genre in the world. People are seeing what it's doing. They should be able to understand what exactly the sound is about.
Amazing. So we've got the clothing line, we've got the artist management, we've got Bankulli the artist, we've got a documentary. What else? What else have you got coming up?
Well, like I said, I said I manage an artist called Dolapo. She's a female U.S. Army officer. She's based in U.S. Um, I'll be releasing some of her project as well. She has released a single called Owo that is doing very well. And there's something also that I decided I want to be doing, supporting a lot of female artists. And I started with Dolapo. There's another 10-year-old saxophonist that I'm trying to,
Mm.
release a single as well here in Nigeria because I know music generally is a male dominated, business. And I believe women need to be supported because whether you like it or not, a lot of women as well, they're equally as talented as the male artists. So I've added that to part of what I'm doing to
Mm.
find every means and opportunity to see how we can push, female artists via what I'm doing as well. And we've been doing that perfectly well.
That's amazing. That's amazing. So, if you could kind of give a message to the world right now with everything that's going on with lockdown and the stress and the riots and the race war and everything else that's going on, if you could give a message to people, what would that be?
Okay, what I would basically say is that, from the creation of the world, it has never been a perfect world. That's why God said we should go into the world and prosper. He only said go into the world and prosper, meaning there's going to be a lot of challenges. I believe we're going through these challenges. It's a temporary thing. It's an opportunity for a lot of people around the world to reset their lifestyle, to find peace, there's a lot of stuff that we do that, we take a lot of stuff for granted. It's an opportunity for us to review, to see how we can do things better. A lot of times we just walk, walk, walk. We don't even put a call through to family. I believe this has been able to change, make us sit in a place and redefine what even in terms of even cleanliness. When we were growing up, I remember we always take our bath like almost 7 times a day. You
Mm.
know, but because of work, we have excuse, not to even wash our hands. It's an opportunity for us to reset our lifestyle, cleanliness. Remember positivity is very key. State of mind is very important. People should, generally, just slow down and do things in a better way. And I believe, God is just going to make everything work for us. Everything is going to be good at the end of the day. That's the way I see it. It's better to just encourage ourselves, give ourselves hope that all is going to be well. It's not going to be like this forever. I know it's difficult in terms of financially, emotionally, for a lot of people, but we have to just find a way, to soldier through.
Thank you. I think my last question for you today, before you're going to give us a little taste of that beautiful voice, is, as you know, we are called Integrity, and we would like to know, what does integrity mean to you?
Integrity means being disciplined, being truthful, and being conservative when it comes to some actions that we take. Because I believe if you're talking about integrity, it's about protecting your everything you do. Yeah, it has to be, like I said, the underlying word there is being truthful and being
Mm,
disciplined.
that's beautiful. Thank you. Well, thank you very much for joining us today, Bankulli. It's been an absolute pleasure.
Thank you very much for inviting me.
I hope you've enjoyed it. So, what are you going to sing for us today?
I'm going to do an a cappella of Bemiro. I hope I can pass the message in a very beautiful way. Okay. Bemiro, Bemiro, Bemiro. Orí mi máa jẹ́ ń já kunlẹ̀. Bemiro. Bemiro, Bemiro, Bemiro. Orí mi máa jẹ́ ń já kunlẹ̀. Bemiro. Bemiro, 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 orí mi máa jẹ́ já kulẹ̀. Bemiro, oh yes, 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 oh yes, 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 yes.
Thank you so much. Thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you for inviting me. I so much appreciate this.
So do you want to tell us where we can find out more about you? So if you just want to go and listen to your stuff or maybe buy a sweatshirt?
Yeah. Firstly, you can stream, download Bemiro on all digital platforms, Spotify, Apple, anywhere you think you want to get it, Amazon Music, Deezer, it's all there. Bemiro spells Gbemiro, Bemiro. And also you can follow me on all my social media handles. It's all Bankulli, Bankulli on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. I'm also on TikTok as well, and Triller, so I'm available
everywhere.
Everywhere. And of course you can check my stuff, materials on YouTube, Bankulli End. It's all there. I try as much as possible, to be positive in everything I do. I so much appreciate you inviting me on the show, and I'm grateful.
Thank you very much for joining us. We really, really appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
All right. So I look forward to seeing what's coming next from Bankulli the artist. That much I do know. I'd like to say thank you, everybody, for joining us this evening, and very much thank you, Bankulli, for being part of the show today.
Thank you very much. God bless you. Bye-bye.
Bye.